Hey, it's spring on the Outer Banks, and it's time to start cooking. It's time to start eating some fresh local seafood. We got some strawberries coming from across the bridge. Got some organic vegetables coming today. I'm down here at a local seafood market, Carawan. This is where I'm going to pick it up. We're going to learn a little bit about what we're going to eat. We're going to have some fun today. So this is some nice looking fish, really firm. We got to break in the action here at Carawan Seafood, probably my favorite seafood market here on the beach. I come down here pretty much every day.
Every day.
And I used to, actually, one of my first jobs on the Outer Banks and one of the best jobs I ever had for my trade of being a chef is I worked with Christina side by side, and I cleaned fish all one summer when I was in college, and we had a lot of good times back then.
Yes, we did.
Christina, tell me about some of this fish, the flounder, the rockfish, what's local, what's not?
We try and keep everything local that we can, and pretty much everything you see is local except the salmon.
And the lobsters.
And the lobsters, but they just come a little further north of the coast.
You know what do I do when I come in here? I always poke the fish, don't I?
He likes to poke his fish, and then he knows he has to buy it.
That's right. I know I have to buy it.
Because he leaves a hole in it.
I do leave a hole in it. But also, one thing about it is, you can tell all of this fish is very, very fresh because it's firm. The eyes are nice and glassy. It's not all slimy. Doesn't have any fish smell at all, does it? We got the flounder, we got the rock, we got the Spanish mac, but I think I'm going to go with the sheep's head.
Yes.
All right.
Great choice.
Now, they might catch this hook and line right off the surf, right?
Right.
And catching it off the wrecks. And what's the meat like?
It's a firm white fish.
Gotcha. It looks beautiful. It's really nice. What is up with this?
These are their teeth, which they almost look like human teeth. So.
Yeah, they did. They need to go to an orthodontist or something. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and fillet this thing right around here. I think your husband Tim's back there doing that right now. All right, next we're going to go back to the operating room here at the local fish house. And we're going to go ahead and do some surgery on this sheep's head so I can get to cooking. Come on back. Hey Tim, how you doing?
Oh, Wes, how are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Back here with all the fish, huh? It smells good back here.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you. Tell you what, as thin as this fish is, it's going to cook really fast, and I don't need to season it a whole lot.
Correct.
Takes you no time to clean a bunch of fish. You get good at it, don't you?
Yeah, they get a little easier in the summertime. They get a little fatter. Matter of cutting around that stomach bone. Of course, to get some bone.
Perfect, and you let the stomach right inside of there. Got to have a sharp knife, don't you, dude?
Yes, sir. An angle.
That's beautiful. All right, see how smooth that fish is? There's not a lot of knife marks in it and everything else. This guy knows exactly what he's doing, and you can see with the salmon and the rockfish. Wow. Makes a nice portion right there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, I'm going to cook this up with some fresh strawberries.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'll bring you some later, all right, dude?
Good enough.
Thanks a lot for cleaning the fish.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Good seeing you guys.
Good seeing you. So the sheep's head, just like Tim was saying, and Christina, it's a nice white flaky fish. I went ahead and trimmed out the rest of those bones down there. This is going to be a very simple dish that highlights the season. It's about 60 degrees out today. Spring is definitely in the air, and a lot of things are popping. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of Outer Banks sea salt and fresh cracked pepper. And you can get that Outer Banks sea salt locally as well. Comes right from the sea. What I did was I just put it on the outside of that thing. I'm going to use just a little bit of olive oil in my pan. It should be nice and getting hot. Boom. Hear it? This fish is not going to take long whatsoever to cook. Another thing that's getting ready to come about really quick is going to be strawberries. What we have is sometimes if you're coming on 158 into the Outer Banks, you're going to see signs alongside the road. You're going to see fresh produce. You're going to see pick your own strawberries. that's what we're focusing on today. So we got strawberries. I'm going to use, once again, a little Outer Banks sea salt, a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Salt and pepper on the strawberries, yes. It's going to bring out some of the flavor. I'm going to also put a little cilantro in there. Hit it with just a little touch of olive oil. And then what I've done is I've reduced down balsamic vinegar, just like you get at the store, balsamic vinegar. And what I did was I used 1 cup of balsamic vinegar and a cup of sugar in the raw. So basically I've just reduced it down. It's going to make basically a little syrup. It's sweet and it's tangy. Toss that up. Let it marinate no more than half hour, 45 minutes. I can serve it right away. It's going to be nice and tasty. Now, if you're visiting on the Outer Banks, if you're visiting down here on the Outer Banks, there's a couple reasons that you come. It's beautiful down here. You got the pristine Currituck Sound. You got the great beaches in the Atlantic Ocean. You come down to get revitalized after doing all your stuff all year long. You come down and you soak it up the rays. You're soaking up the beautiful sound, the nature that's abounds down here on the Outer Banks. And what we're showing you today is how to revitalize from the inside out as well. So basically we're using all stuff that is locally produced or products of the Outer Banks, from the fields of Currituck to the ocean to the Sound. And we're cooking it up for you fresh and light here today. Okay, we got our fish. It's already going to be nice and brown on one side. Not going to take long to cook it. Look at that. Perfect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw in this. This is the tomato steak. From June through August, September, October, we get fresh tomatoes here on the Outer Banks, and I've got a little bit of a Cajun spice on that. So I'm going to sear that tomato steak. I got a blend of arugula, different greens, some herbs. I'm going to put that down first. I'm going to hit that with just a little bit of the olive oil, a drizzle of the balsamic reduction. Not too much. Put it on the side. What I've got is grits. Now, a lot of people come from up north and they will not try grits no matter what you say with them. They're Asiago cheese grits, whatever. They're not going to edit it. They sear grits. They don't like it. So if you see it on the menu at the Red Sky Cafe, we've affectionately renamed it Redneck Risotto, because we basically cook it just exactly like a risotto, except we're using stone ground grits. I folded Asiago cheese in there. I folded a little bit of cream, wine, shallots, garlic, fresh herbs, and you get something that you're not used to seeing, a grit that is kind of like got some oomph to it. It's not all souping down on your plate. And then I got my tomato, which has just been seared on one side. I'm going to put that right on top. That's going to go great with that tomato, with that little salad we got. Our fish is done, so that took us about 2 minutes. Try to keep it together. Boom, right across the top. Then I'm going to finish it with my cilantro, balsamic stung strawberries, fresh from Currituck. Nice and light dish. Actually very healthy. And then I'm going to go ahead and use just a little bit of goat cheese, put it across the top. When your fork goes into that with the balsamic, with the strawberries, with the fish, with the grits, it's almost like a little cream sauce has been developed.